So we're going to talk about productivity today. One of my pet projects, one of my mantras, if you will. We all can be more productive. But we've got to deal with those 7 inches between our ears, and we have to have clarity, as Dan said before, clarity on specific goals, things we want to achieve. You've got to have a vision of where you want to take your business, or your career, or your life. And if we have time, if I haven't told you, some of you already, just act like you've heard it for the first time, I'll tell you about my youngest son, Andrew, and how he took control of his life. Very simple. He did the work, and Andrew once said to me, I was in my office, my North American headquarters, Dan. It's in my house. I called my North American headquarters. You can use that. It's okay. I called my North American headquarters. And I was at my desk talking to myself. How many of you have talked to yourself at your desk? Come on now. I'm a coach. I can look into your souls. So don't lie to me. So I'm talking to myself, and Andrew walks in, and he says, Dad, you talking to yourself? No, Andrew, we're having a staff meeting. Turns around and goes, Ma, you got to go talk to Dad. And he goes the merry way. But again, you can control your destiny. So let's get started with productivity. And the first visual you have there, it's called the productivity puzzle. Okay? A picture's worth 1,000 words. All right? The productivity puzzle. And in the middle of that puzzle, there's the daily question that you have to ask yourself. And that daily question is, what is the most important thing that I have to do today? And that is determined based upon whatever goal you may have set for yourself today. And don't try to do 150 different things. I know you all do. You pride yourselves in having those long, filled out yellow pads with the corners folded up, and you write on the sides sometimes. And then you want to get cool, you write in different colors. But then you forget what the colors mean. Right? How many do that? But it's the most important thing you have to get done that day. It's got to be tied to your goals, and that goal has to be tied to a vision of what you're trying to create. And that vision shouldn't go more than 2 years. Go out 12 months, go out 24 months, because it's not a static document. It'll change as time goes on, because every day that you're working on executing on that vision, you get smarter, you learn something else, and maybe you make an adjustment. Okay? Some of you create visions, and as John pointed out to me, I think it was Jeff pointed out to me before, you treat that vision like that buffet. How many have been to a breakfast buffet specifically? But breakfast buffets to me are the world's greatest meals. You can't, thanks Dan, you can't top a breakfast buffet. I mean, come on. All that cool bacon, all that cool stuff in one room. Now, my very simplified approach to this is that 2 types of people go to breakfast buffets. There's the piler honor, and some of you in this room did that. You put everything you can on your dish, you go back to your table, and you say, my God, look what I'm going to eat. Okay? And what happens? You start at the top, and maybe halfway through that mountain of glorious food, the au jus from the prime rib is now dripping on top of your waffle. The shrimp scampi has somehow gotten into your eggs Benedict, and it's starting to look and taste a little funky. Okay? And you give up, you stop. So, that's enough. All right. Business translation. How many of you overcommit to the things you have to do without any purpose to those things, and you get overwhelmed, and then you quit and you give up for the day, the week, whatever the case may be? You know what I'm talking about. It's true. Look to your souls. It's there. Now, on the other hand, the other type of person that goes to a breakfast buffet, much like myself, is the person who walks in the room, scopes out the room. We're looking for the easy golf course. And I'm looking for the shortest line. I want to build some momentum. I want some early success. I don't want to wait for my food while some lady can't decide whether she wants spinach or the type of cheese in her omelet. I'm an immediate kind of guy. I want to get up there. So I look for the shortest line. It's the omelet station. Right to the omelet station. I get my omelet, I have my cup of coffee, I sit down, I eat, and I feel fulfilled because I've got an early win. I'm going back to the waffle station now. And I do that a series of times. And at the end, I have fruit so my wife sees I'm eating healthy. Now, I submit to you, business translation, the approach that I just took is going to be more successful. I'm going to get more done because I'm breaking it down into smaller pieces. Be realistic on the goals you set for yourself during the course of a day. And I'm living proof that it works, but right now my chest is resting. It's in the resting position. So again, the daily question, what's the most important thing you have to do? And don't kid yourself. Have no more than 2 or 3 really important things you have to get to. The other stuff will wait, trust me. And then to the sides we have, above that we have the high value task. That's the one that's driving you towards the achievement of your goal. It's the one that is going to help make your vision a reality. And then towards the bottom we have take small breaks. You have to take small breaks. One of the guests on my show, a fellow named Scott Eblin, the company's called the Eblin Group, wrote a book called Overworked and Overwhelmed. Great book. And I believe, and Scott believes in more than I do, that we have to take a certain amount of breaks every day. We as human beings, as productive human beings, can maybe work at one thing for no more than an hour to maybe 90 minutes before our productivity starts to go down. And you need to take a break. You put yourself in timeout. You need to change the scenery. It's like a mental reboot. That's a technical term, John, reboot, okay? Like a technical term, a reboot, because when you change that scenery, you're probably not going to stop thinking about work, but it gives your brain a chance to refresh, and when you come back to it, you're going to be better off in what you're doing. So take small breaks. Your daily to-do list. Okay, we all have paths of things to do, but that should not be your guiding force. Pick off the 2 or 3 most important things and just keep the rest hidden someplace. So you want to solve the productivity puzzle? Get some focus. Get some focus specifically on the types of things that you need to concentrate on, but they've got to be tied to goals, and those goals have to be tied to a vision. Does that make sense? Everybody say yes. Yes. Thank you. I love participation.